Hi everyone. If you've been struggling to build new good habits or get rid of the bad old ones, and you've tried so many different things and it hasn't been working, then this video is for you, because I'm going to share with you some of the key highlights and amazing techniques from Atomic Habits by James Clear that you can use to achieve your personal and professional goals. Building new habits requires hard to miss cues and clear plan of action. All of us have certain cues that trigger certain actions. Like for example, when my phone blinks, it's a trigger that I received a message that I need to check. So once you understand that certain stimuli can prompt to habitual behavior, you can use this knowledge to change these habits and to form better ones. First technique is to change your surroundings and your general environment to encourage better habits. For example, if you like to eat healthier, then leave out your snacks on the counter where you can see them instead of keeping inside of the cabinet. Or I'll give you my personal example, what I do. I'm guilty of watching and indulging some comedy shows and stand-up comedies that I really love, the entertainer in me. So while my objective of watching YouTube and consuming the information is actually to gain more knowledge and insights in order to build a better quality content. So what I've done, in order not to be sidetracked and always tempted to watch comedy shows, I've subscribed only to pages and people who I believe share a lot of information, a lot of useful insights and knowledge. You know the way the algorithm works, so I end up always watching things that are informative and useful. Second technique is to use implementation intention. It's basically having a clear plan of action of where and when you will carry out a habit that you would like to cultivate. So instead of being vague about the action, you get very specific. Like for example, instead of saying, I want to work out more often, you say that I'm going to go to Pilates 3 times a week on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. straight after my work, and I'm going to exercise for 1 hour. And to add the first technique, which is changing your surrounding and giving you the cue, actually put out your sportswear that you're planning to wear for that workout right in front of you. So whenever you wake up in the morning, before you go to work, you remember to take it with you. Third technique is called temptation bundling. This is where humans are actually scientifically motivated by the anticipation of the reward. So making habits attractive will help you stick to them. How does it work? Well, you take a behavior that you think of as important but not appealing, and you link that behavior that you're drawn to, one that will generate that motivating dopamine to it. For example, you are looking for a job and you know that applying for a job is a behavior that is an important one, but it's not very appealing to you. So you link it to a behavior that naturally gives you that dopamine and that motivation, like for example, watching Netflix. So how do you link those two? So you tell yourself, when I complete applying for 40 jobs today, then only I will allow myself to watch 2 episodes on Netflix. The fourth technique prompts us to make the habit as easy to adopt as possible to build that new habit, because it's a known fact that we all spend more time on doing things that are easy versus things that require more effort. We indulge much more in scrolling on social media versus doing 100 push-ups or finishing a book every week. The key to turning those behaviors into habits is actually by making them as easy, as simple as possible, so breaking them down. So if you have a goal of reading more often or reading more, so instead of saying I will read 1 book per week, every week I'm going to complete a book, make it simple for yourself. Say that I will read only 2 pages every day, and you will see how that behavior will slowly turn into a habit. Fifth technique focuses on making your habits immediately satisfying. Is essential to effective behavior change. I mean, when you're pursuing habits with a delayed return, like for example, you're going to work every single day, but you know that your paycheck will come at the end of the month. So this is the delayed return. So try to attach some immediate gratification to them. For example, a couple who wanted to eat out less in order to eat healthier, to cook more at home, and to save more importantly. So what they did, they opened a savings account and they called it a trip to Europe. So every time when they wouldn't go out and eat out, they would transfer $50 to that account. So every time they would receive like an instant gratification. This is something that kept them on track for ultimate long-term reward. The sixth technique is creating a framework to keep your habits on track. Using habit tracking and contracts. You can develop a habit tracking by simply using a calendar and just crossing off every day that you stick to your chosen behaviors. Like, for example, taking your vitamins or going through your bank statement or working out. You will find it actually effective because habit tracking in itself is attractive and satisfying. The anticipation of crossing off each day something that you've completed will feel good. Seventh, the last technique. It basically teaches you to build a new habit by stacking a new one on top of the existing one. If you want to meditate but you struggle to find time, then try to think of the things that you do effortlessly. Like, for example, drinking a coffee in the morning. What you can do is you can stack that habit, the new habit of meditating, on top of the existing one, drinking a coffee. Commit yourself to meditating every day as soon as you finished with coffee. You will build on the actually natural momentum that comes from a habit that you already have, and it will create a new good habit that you're trying to get. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it useful, please do like, comment, and share it with friends or people that you think need to watch it. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Inspire with Aziza.